Well, Knicks Nation, I hope you're all safe and healthy, first of all, and that you and your family are enjoying this weekend. It's beautiful down here in Florida, a little warm, but it's really nice, comparatively speaking. And we're enjoying our weekend down here. I hope you're enjoying yours wherever you are, and that everybody's safe and healthy. Um, so, right now, our New York Knicks are going into the Eastern Conference Finals. First of all, welcome Tony Tippins, Shalom, Superstar, Sister Edwards, Edwin Burgos, the only DM Dawson, Richard Williams, Dre, Ron Cohen, my brother Organic Fanatic, Donnell 140, Tony Tippins, Knicks fan for life. What's up, Steve? Charles Dead, Lee Thomas. Who else? Miss Stevenson, how you doing? Black Les, how you doing, Les? Joseph Vendino, Alfonso, what's up, my man? Who cares? And what else? Am I missing anybody? Miss Lumley, how you doing? Maverick, Mr. William 1072, John Pettit, Diabolical Max. Knicks will be 2025 and 26 champs. My man Malik Shabazz, Grand Rising to you. Cease 1718, Key Oak, William Ortiz, Eddie Battle. I hope all of you guys are well and enjoying your weekend. Keith Watkins from the ATL. What's up? How you doing, man? Representing the ATL. Arian Cora, what's up? Mark Martin, right? My man. Clint Stewart, what's up? Justin Nix, Only One Way, Ty Battle. How y'all doing? I hope everybody's enjoying their weekend. Hope you're all safe and healthy. Akil Hicks, Justin Nix from Rochester, New York. It must be warm even in upstate New York right now. David, June 24. How y'all doing? So beginning of the season, people were asking me what I thought the Knicks could do. And I said they could go to the Eastern Conference Finals. And then as they got mid-season, someone said, well, when do you think they're going to win a championship? And I said they could win it this year. It's just that people were doubting that because they listened to too much media as normal, and also the negativity, and of course, what have you done for me lately instead of a longer term view. But as I said, it takes a couple of balls to bounce your way. It's not just talent, though that's of course the thing, but with the way the NBA is right now, and in these aspects in terms of parity, I have not in my lifetime seen as much parity in the league as I'm seeing right now. There's a lot of parity. So that means that teams are more evenly matched. All during my time watching pro ball, there's always been a team or two that were just totally head and shoulders dominant above other teams. Magic Johnson's Lakers, Larry Bird's Celtics, Michael Jordan's Bulls, Isaiah Thomas's Detroit Pistons, and then, of course, Hakeem Olajuwon's Houston Rockets when Michael Jordan retired. And then, after that, Shaq, Kobe, and the Lakers. You had some dominant teams. Then later on, LeBron and the triplets, the big three. And then, of course, there's Tim Duncan and the Spurs. There were teams always during those years that were so you kind of, knew you could just pencil. It wasn't just playoffs. You could pencil them in as threats to win it all, okay, because they were that good. But now what this year has shown us, for example, Cleveland and the Oklahoma City ran away with their conferences. Cleveland ran away with the Eastern Conference. I mean, there was no question. Only question is who's going to be second and third. Cleveland ran away with it. Well, now Cleveland, about this time, is on vacation sipping cocktails right now, right? Oklahoma City ran away with the West. But today at 3:30, there's a basketball game in Oklahoma, and they got to fight to stay alive in the seventh game against the Joker in them. See? So it's so much parity that, and really more than ever before that I can remember, the regular season and the playoffs are so distinct. It's always been that way, but now it's more so. It's more so. It's more distinct. And again, looking at the Cleveland Cavaliers, looking at the Boston Celtics, there was this narrative that I always felt was pretty stupid, that, you know, the Knicks can't beat the big teams, and then when they get to the playoffs, I don't know how many of you are bought into that BS, but I thought it was BS from the beginning, because the playoffs and the regular season are two different things. Okay, this is two different things. This ain't college where, you know, number one team beat by number 5 team in November and they beat them twice or whatever. That don't matter in the NBA. In the league, it's a whole different game. It's a whole style of game that's different, a whole different game in the league, okay? And you got to, again, most people don't look at it like this. You look at a player in college, very talented player, and you automatically assume because they're so tall and they got so much skills that they can play in the league. And there's a couple of things most people miss. One of the big aspects of the NBA, above all other leagues on earth, is the 82 games of a grind. It's an 82-game grind. So it's not just that a player has to be strong, skilled, fast, talented. They got to be able to grind for 82 games. Okay? And the teams got to be able to grind for 82 games. And then when you get to the playoffs, the grind goes up 2-3 times. It's much more physical, much more of a grind. And the teams are better. So so like right now, there's 2 teams in the East, and there's going to be 2 teams in the West. And one of the things we could say about all 4 teams, I don't care if it's Denver or Oklahoma City against Minnesota, you could say this: all 4 teams are elite defensively. Okay, all 4 teams are elite defensively. You don't make it to this spot without that. Okay, American Ron, thanks for the 20 bucks. Winning it all. Knicks fans since '84. Our team's built for the chip. Watching you from beyond. Hey, from Baghdad. Damn, Baghdad out there. All right, go on, Ron. Do your thing, brother. You must be in the service. American Ron out there in Baghdad. Go ahead, man. Thank you for the buck. Thank you for the dub. Okay, what was I saying? So yes, all 4 teams are elite defensive. Matter of fact, before this round, in the last round, when there was 8 teams, all 8 teams are elite defensive, okay? And some people kept making these noises, and that kills me. You know, Karl Anthony Towns got to be more aggressive, or then this guy do. Listen, you got to count the fact that the Boston Celtics are an elite defensive team. And elite defensive team take things away. They're good at that, okay? Not just Celtics, talking about the Celtics, the Knicks, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Denver Nuggets, Minnesota Timberwolves, all them teams, the Clippers, they're good defense. You don't make it that far without being good defensively. And so, again, a lot of people are so focused on offense, they can't see the entirety of the game, and that the game, especially in championship mode, is based on defense. Offense is secondary. Offense is secondary. Defense is primary. You got to get that down first, as the Knicks show and the Celtics show. So, for example, on Wednesday night, the Celtics blew the Knicks out, right? Why? Because they was hitting their threes, and the Knicks wasn't covering, especially Derek White, from 3/4 court as they were supposed to, as they had done the game before, okay? And so they went off on their 3-point shot, and the Knicks got blown out. On Friday, though, and I watched the replay of the game last night. On Friday, though, the Knicks played better defense. And what it was, I'm going to be honest, like, the Knicks started the game with the tight defense, okay? The Knicks started the game with the tight defense. They slacked up a little bit, but because they started the game so strong, Boston was missing open threes in the second quarter. They were missing them. And it was because the Knicks had been so intense in the first quarter. They were missing them. And look, if you look at the stats, what did Derek White shoot? See, they were keying on Derek White. Now, by the time, when you looked at that game, they were keying on Derek White. Let me just look at his, what was his shooting that day? Let's see. That night, Friday night, Derek White was 3 for 11, 2 for 8 from 3. Okay. Drew Holiday, 1 for 8. 0 for 2 from 3. Jaylen Brown, who was their leading scorer, 8 for 20, 3 for 9 from 3. And he is, you know what? Let me tell you something. Am I the only one that notices Jaylen Brown is a dirty mofo? He's a dirty dude, man. Jaylen Brown is dirty on the Embiid level. What y'all think? Jaylen Brown grabbing people by the nuts and pushing and all that. Jaylen Brown is a dirty motherfucker, man. You know what I mean? And so I was like, Dad, I knew he was trying to win, but homie downright dirty. I mean, it wasn't just that he tried to grab Josh Hart by the nuts, which Josh Hart had a right to go at him. But I seen him do tripping. He was pushing. He was bowing. He put his bow and his whole forearm in OG's eyes. That was a very smart challenge by Tibbs, by the way. Ball went out of bounds. Knicks challenged it. They called him on it. But man, I said, dude, man, you dirty as all, man. And look, I'm glad they gone. For that purpose alone. John Petty, thanks for the $10 raw therapy sessions all season. Negative crybabies. Shame on you fans that had nothing but hate. And OKC wins. All teams have ex-Knicks on them. That's true. Let's go Knicks. Shout out Don. That's right. All of these teams, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Indiana Pacers, and of course the Denver Nuggets. Wait, do Denver have an ex-Knick on it? Wait. Oh, well, if you count DeAndre Jordan, right? But I think that's it. But Indiana got Obi on there, balling, Obi balling, right? Nicotan Show, what's up? JLs, ain't seen you in a minute. And then OKC got our boy Hartenstein doing business. Look, New York Knicks' fingerprints, the Don's fingerprints all over this bad boy. Of course, we know Juju and Devin. Now, look. I said it last week, but I didn't want to push it too hard because I don't want to look past nobody. But wouldn't it be nice if it was Knicks against Minnesota in the finals, though? I mean, right. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that's the way it's going to go, but I'm saying, wouldn't that be nice if it was the Knicks against the T-Wolves in the finals? Oh, my God, man. DiVincenzo and Juju, and then Cat on the other side? What? Oh, my gosh, man. That would be amazing. So let's talk about the Knicks against the Pacers. I was going back and looking. I was looking at the stats from last year's team. I'm talking about the stats in the playoffs last year. Now, I believe what Thibodeau believes. Y'all know I'm a big Thibodeau. I'm Tibbs high. I always got Tibbs back. No matter who the hell in the whole world don't like him, I always got Tibbs back. They was even tripping on Tibbs. Let me explain something to y'all real quick. Did you watch the game Friday? Or as I did, I saw the replay Saturday night. Okay, so wait. So these mofos talking about, I think Tibbs should take his starters out now. About that time, Doris Burke. 10 minutes left in the game. Why don't you take the starters out? And then Jefferson, who had been winning me a little bit. I don't know. These players deserve to sit down now. They've earned the right to sit down. I was like, what the hell's wrong with y'all? Listen, let me break something down for y'all. You know what Tibbs was doing in the fourth quarter? Let me break this down for y'all. You know what Tibbs was doing in the fourth quarter against the Boston Celtics? Let me tell you. And when I say it, you're going to understand it. Watch. He was preparing for Indiana. That's what he was doing. Tibbs used the fourth quarter of the Boston game to start thinking about Indiana. See, that's what people don't understand. The whole Knicks organization. Once Dolan handed the golden ring to the Don, and the Don put together the whole crew from Walt Parent down to Tom Thibodeau, what people don't get still is these dudes started playing chess right away. And people still don't understand the difference between chess and checkers. Tibbs knew the game was over with Boston. He was already preparing for Indiana right there. And I'm sitting there watching him. You know what? You see how intense he was when they was up 35? It wasn't that he cared about Boston coming back. He's now looking at schemes for Indiana. And I was looking at the TV like, what is these short-sighted fools on this media? It don't even see what's going on. I'm sitting here watching it. And the thing is that I could half understand Doris Burke, Richard Jefferson, and all them fools talking about because they don't watch the Knicks every week like we do, right? But I can't understand people who claim to be fans, who have watched this man work for 5 years, don't understand how he thinks. Tibbs wasn't celebrating the Eastern Conference Finals. He was looking at Indiana and he's deciding, okay, what combinations would we be able to use against the Pacers? That's why he had them out there. Let me tell you something else. If you remember last year, so the Knicks finished second in the East last year. So they had the home court advantage in the semifinals against the Pacers. From the jump, there's no Juju and there's no Mitchell Robinson, right? Y'all remember that, right? Juju hurt his shoulder and Mitch Rob's leg was pulled by dirty ass Embiid. Y'all remember that, right? As he was single-handedly destroying Philadelphia in the previous series. So no Mitch Rob, no Juju. All right. OG had hurt his elbow and was just coming back. You remember that? So he came back right then. So the first two games, the Knicks beat them in Madison Square Garden. But then in that second game, OG pulled his hamstring. You remember that? He pulled his hamstring. So now you got no OG, you got no Mitch Rob, you got no Juju. Okay? So now Pacers win game 3, as you would expect. But then, because there's no OG, there's no Juju, there's no Mitch Rob, Tibbs starts Deuce McBride in game 4. He start Deuce McBride. You could go ahead and look at this. He start Deuce McBride in game 4. Deuce scored 17, but the overall picture was JB went for 44, and the Knicks beat them. JB went for 44, and the Knicks beat him. But then, game 5, no OG, no Mitch Rob, no Juju, and now Brunson sprained his ankle, and he's still playing. And then they lose that game. And then they go to game 7. It was game 7 in New York. No JB. Well, JB played 29 minutes, but he broke his hand. Remember? He broke his hand at the end of the season. That was that 7th game against Indiana. He played 29 minutes, so he wasn't available for his normal minutes. He broke his hand. No OG. OG tried to come back, played less than 5 minutes and couldn't go. That was game 7 last year. He tried to come back on the hammy, couldn't go. Okay, so you missing OG, you missing Brunson for the end of the game, you missing Juju, and you missing Mitch Rob. Let me just say this. The same Indiana team, the same lineup that you got right now, that was the lineup last year. And the Knicks took them 7 games. All right, let me just say, okay? So it's the same exact lineup of Indiana. And the Knicks were missing Julius Randle, who's getting ready to go into the conference finals. They were missing Mitchell Robinson, who you could all see plus 20-something almost every night, and OG Anunoby. Okay, so that was, and they still went 7 games. All right. So this year we got the home court again. Only this time we got OG healthy, JB healthy, Mitch Rob healthy. This time. Okay. We got Mikal Bridges now, and of course, we got Cat. Let me tell you something, man. Let's lay this out right now. I pick a Knicks in 6, but let me give it a caveat. If the Knicks take 2, the first like they did last year, if they take the first 2 in New York, okay, it's Knicks in 5. If Indiana gets a split in New York, and I'm gonna say Knicks in 6, okay, and that's why I'm being conservative when I say Knicks in 6. I'm being conservative when I say Knicks in 6. So that's what I'm saying. Okay, so I feel like the Knicks, and I'm not sleeping on Indiana. They did just take Cleveland out in 5 games. But listen here, let's be real about it. How has Donovan Mitchell's teams done in the playoffs in his career, both in Utah and in Cleveland? How has Donovan Mitchell's squad, when he leads the team, how have they done in Utah and in here? You know what they've done? Let me tell you what they've not done. They've never made it to a conference finals. They've never made it to a conference final. I'm just trying to be real with you. They've never made it to the conference finals. Not in Utah, not in Cleveland. Some guys just kind of have that, man. I'm just saying. There's some guys that just never get over that hump. Chris Paul was like that. I don't think Chris Paul ever made it to a conference finals. Okay. Okay. So, yeah. Cleveland ran away with the East and then got their ass spanked by Indiana. We got to give Indiana credit. Got to give them credit. They're good. They're really good. And of course, they're elite defensively. They really are. They can shoot the rock. They really could, you know. And Halliburton has brought his game to another level. He has. All that is true. I'm trying to tell y'all something, though. Watch out for these damn Knicks. Watch out for these damn Knicks. That's all I'm saying. Watch out for these Knicks, man. That's all I'm saying. Wait, Chris Paul made the finals with who? Phoenix? When they was on Phoenix? Right? And I think that's the only time with Phoenix, right? That's the only time he made it, though. That's the only time he made it to the conference finals and the finals. That's the only time. When he was on the Clippers, they couldn't do it. When he was on Houston, they couldn't do it. When he was on Oklahoma City, they couldn't do it. When he was in New Orleans, they couldn't do it. There's some guys just never get there. That's all I'm saying. I think Mitchell's like that too. You know what happened though? Honestly, what cost Cleveland that series? I think Mobley missed 2 games. They're not the same team without Evan Mobley. They're just not. Mobley is that good. And I knew that coming out of USC. I knew it was going to take him a couple of years to get his feet under him. But this past season, he did. And that's why they was running the table. When Evan Mobley missed 2 games in that series, that was it. They could not come. And then, of course, you compound that with Darius Garland, right? Darius Garland, too. So, Russell Reed, thanks for the $5. 2 masterful Don moves were no moves. Not trade Mitch Rob and not trading for Donovan Mitchell. Exactly. Both of which, as you all know, what I was advocating. Do not trade Mitch Rob. And I was fighting all y'all. We need to get a stretch 5. We need to go trade Mitch Robinson. Why can't we get Walker Kessler? Because he ain't as good as Mitch Rob. That's why. Why can't we go? We got to go get Valanciunas. We need size. Some people really need a Midol or something, man. Damn. Trying to tell you. Mitch, and look. He can't hit free throws. I mean, that really cost the Knicks, didn't it? They just beat the damn Boston Celtics in 6 games. Hey, y'all remember that? Walker Kessler. Let's go get Walker Kessler. Why can't we go get him? Yeah, okay. Where they at now? Where all them Walker Kessler fans? Where they at? I don't hear them. Where they at? Hey, wait. What about all them numbnuts talking about we need to trade the whole world and go get Embiid? Where they at? Because I remember. Wait, what about we don't Mitch ain't good enough. He's not gonna do it. We need to go get Jonas Valanciunas. He's available. I'm breaking on y'all because I got receipts. Some of y'all know y'all was being fools. Some of y'all know you was. Don't ever be talking about my boy Mitch Rob. He's one of the ones on the list. You can't come in here and talk about him. That's fam, man. Boy, out. Okay, he's out for the season. But it's more important in the playoffs. What y'all think now? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So listen, man. Yeah, and yeah, C1778. Where them damn menace police at? And you know they tried to revive that mess. Damn Doris Burke and Richard Jefferson. These guys deserve to sit down. Suppose they don't want to sit down, fool. I was like, suppose they don't want to sit. My gosh, man. The stuff we got to deal with. You know, it's funny. I was listening to some of the Celtics telecasts, and they was talking about, man, we need to trade Kristaps Porzingis. Wait. Last year, if they didn't have KP, they wouldn't have no chip. I ain't gonna front. If they did not have Kristaps Porzingis last year, they wouldn't have won no chip. Just saying. All of a sudden, now he's an enemy. They call him, what they call him? They say Kristaps Porzingis or something. Porzingis. Yeah, Porzingis. I was like, y'all some sorry. The Boston fans are the sorry. I thought the Knicks fans were the worst. No. The Boston fans are sorrier than the Knicks fans. How the hell? Y'all just won the championship last year and y'all tripping. You know how hard it is to win a championship in the NBA? With all the parity we got now? Ain't nobody repeating. Except last time somebody repeat was Golden State. And how long ago was that? 6-7 years ago? It's tough to win a chip in the league, man. This ain't easy. And you know what the problem is? It's the money. They got the salary cap, the taxes. And so people got to weigh that out, man. And so the Don has put this team together tight. Salaries tight. Rosters tight. Coaching is tight. We ready. Son from Brooklyn, thanks for the $10. Thank you for keeping us level-headed in the regular season and these players wrong. The Knicks reached ECF in year one of the project. Exactly. This is just the first year these dudes playing together. And they already in the ECF. Now, I did want 55 wins. I wanted 55 wins, top 3 in the East. That's what I thought. There are top 3 in the East, but they didn't quite make the 55 wins. But I did want the ECF, and look where we at. Now, what I tell you, they need to treat Derek White like he was Jason Tatum. Rough his ass up. And they did. They did. I was like, damn. Man. So, they're going to keep Mitch Rob. There is no doubt. Mitch Rob ain't going nowhere. See, this is the thing. There are some moves the Don would make because the Don is the chess player. But there's exception to those moves when Tibbs intervenes. They might have traded Mitchell Robinson, but you know Thibodeau loves Mitchell Robinson. And in Thibodeau's defensive schemes, Robinson is the main chess piece. Okay? He's the dude back there that protects the rim. And y'all saw him guard all 5 positions on the floor against Boston in Game 6. Y'all saw him guard all 5. Did you see him guard all the positions? I think in on one series, he guards all the positions. He's under the basket, see? And he gets out on the three-point shooter so quick that Brown hesitated. I told y'all, man, in the defensive game of the modern era, it's length and quickness that gets the job done. Okay, you got to be long and you got to cover ground quickly. You could be big, but if you can't move your hips and cover ground quickly, it don't matter, right? But Mitch Rob can cover ground, and you can't put a stat on that. You really can't. You can do that 4-way, drill they do in the combine. That's about the closest thing you can get to measuring that kind of athleticism. But Mitch got it down to a science. He can cover ground. That means he can show double and get back. He can show double and get back. He can be under the basket and block your 3-point shot. Man, please. Yeah. So, And then there's my man Deuce. Now, y'all know I was Deuce high when the boy was at West Virginia. Y'all know that, right? I think I'm one of the only ones that called for Deuce and my man Grimes. I said, get these two. The only guy I wanted ahead of Grimes was Trey Murphy III. I wanted him. And as you can see, I mean, would you take, I would take Trey Murphy III, still, even today. Love that boy. But I wanted Deuce. I was a little disappointed he went in the second round. And then when we got him, I was like, he ain't got no offense. Remember that? He can't score. He plays hard. His defense. I remember one idiot. I forgot which one of them writers. He's adequate on these. Adequate. I was like, what? Adequate? I was like, who the hell are these people, man? That's when I started realizing corporations pay numbnuts for propaganda, especially in sports. Propaganda is big in sports. You know why? Because there's a lot of gambling money involved. I mean, billions of gambling money involved. So the propaganda tries to influence the knuckleheads. Keith Blocker, $5, 3 defense wins championships, no rebounds, no rings. You're exactly right. That's right. So here come dudes. And last year now, that's another thing Dorsberg said this year, he's got offense, so he's now in the rotation. I was like, bitch. I was like, man, look, he was in the rotation from last year, and he wasn't going to leave the rotation. I was like, he just got in the rotation this year. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Doris Burke was disappointing me yesterday. She was disappointing me yesterday. She really was. I was like, you need to shut up. Dude's been in the rotation. He ain't going nowhere. And last year, in the summer, I ain't never going to forget this. Man, Tyler Kolek's going to take minutes from Deuce. Tyler Kolek should be the backup point guard. They need to let Tyler Kolek play in front of Deuce. I was hearing that all summer long last year. Y'all shouldn't have said that. Y'all shouldn't have done that. And then, wait. Let me get this one. McCall fades too much on his shot. He's too weak. We gave up 5 picks, and he can't even shoot and go to the basket. Where are all them idiots at now? Wait, where they at? Where are them idiots at? Kolek's going to take minutes from Deuce. I was like, y'all got to be out of your goddamn mind. I was like, really? Come on, man. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Oh, he can pass like Steve Nash. Damn. And look, as much as I'm saying right now, let me tell you something. It's now May. By July, you're going to see them same knuckleheads come out with that same BS. It's going to come. I'm telling you right now. I heard we're going to trade Deuce for her. I heard we're going to trade Mr. Robinson for her. It's going to be just like that. Just like that. You ain't kidding, picks for team. I'm opening the receipt drawer, man. Access Orioles. This is the point I'm making. He's a freaking rookie. He wasn't going to play in front of anybody on this Knicks roster. Because why? Because they're all better than him. Because he needs time to develop. He ain't ready. I'm not saying the boy might not be ready in the future, but goddamn, he can't even guard a damn shadow. He couldn't guard a cone if you tied it to him. And y'all talking about what game he got? Oh, West 4th Street? Yeah. If he's on West 4th Street, Tyler Kolek's an all-star. If he's on West 4th Street, Tyler Kolek's an all-star. You put him down there in Prospect Park, you play him in the Rucker, the boy might be an all-star, maybe. But we're not talking about the Rucker. We're not talking about West 4th Street. We're not talking about Brooklyn. We're talking about the league. And he ain't ready. He ain't ready. Now, that's why I'm excited to look at the Summer League, though, because I want to see the progress of Kolek. I want to see the progress of Ariel Hukporti. I want to see the progress of Daddy. I want to see the progress of McCullough. I want to see some progress from these cats. And Summer League is going to be where you see it. So I'm looking forward to watching the Summer League, in Vegas, man, because that's where you're going to see the work these boys putting in. And that's the thing. All of our youngins, they're putting in work. But what you got to understand is this is not the Knicks team of 5 years ago. This is a team in championship mode. Ain't no rookie playing. Rookies ain't playing. And then somebody like to bring up the dude that was in Denver when they wanted to chip the rookie. So you bring up an exception. That just proves the rule. What the hell is wrong with some people? Rookies ain't playing, especially in Tibbs' situation. It ain't Tibbs' fault. He don't trust no damn rookies. Neither should he. You know what I'm saying? Kolek, what the hell? Let the boy do what he did in the G League. Just do the thing, man. Sure. And learn how to play some damn defense. That's all I'm looking. And I ain't looking for him to be Deuce McBride on defense. I mean, I don't think he's ever going to be that. But he could at least be Jalen Brunson. He could be Jalen Brunson on defense. Okay? Got to get a little stronger. Now, I got to tell you, though, I did notice Kolek getting a little bit more buff toward the end of the season. I was kind of pleased with that. But what I'm not pleased with is all these knuckheads talking about he's going to take minutes from Deuce. What the hell's wrong with y'all? Ain't taking no damn minutes from Deuce McBride. You're crazy as hell. Now, I'm gonna tell you what. The biggest of the rookies now. Oh, I forgot about Beaucamp. And Beaucamp, damn, I like Beaucamp, man. I liked him when Milwaukee drafted him. Damn. Man, see, so look. Ariel Huport and Beaucamp are the only two dudes right now that might get minutes next season. Those two. Just them two. Kolik's still going to be plying his craft in the G League, trying to learn how to play NBA level defense. And so is Daddy. Daddy is just turning 20. So, we can't expect that right now. But I think Huport, this is the thing about Huport that I like. Let's say, first of all, we know already he can be starting next season. He can be the third string center. So we know that you got Cat, you're going to have Mitch Rob, and you got Huport. This is the thing too, though. If OG was to get hurt, OG has been a revelation this year in terms of both his performance and his health. But let's say he returns back to form in terms of what we have seen in him in the past, and he might miss more games next year. Then you could bring Mitch Rob into the starting lineup with Cat, and you still got Huport. See, so Huport is not just a third string center going into next year, but he can also replace OG in terms of Cat can move to the power forward, Mitch Rob can start, and you got Huport. See, so I think Huport is your biggest bet to maybe break into the rotation next year. Then you got, after that, Beaucamp. And the thing about Beaucamp that most people don't understand is Beaucamp is 6'7", and he plays NBA level defense. The thing that held him back is offensive limitations. But on Tibbs' team, playing that kind of defense, he'll find his way on the floor. The problem is that you got a guy in Mikal Bridges that don't miss no games. See, that's the problem. Mikal Bridges don't miss no games. Okay, I call him the road runner. He played like the Coyotes after him. I call him the road runner. He played the Coyotes after that point. And you get to the fourth quarter, he's still running. So Mikal don't miss no games. So that makes it tough for somebody to break in from the wing spot. Okay. And like I said, if OG was to get hurt, I'd say they start Mitch Rob, move Karl Anthony Towns to the 4, and then bring in Huport. So still, he Coyote. That's what I'm saying. He played like he running from the Super Genius, man. Yeah. So I don't know, because and I looked at the stats from last year in the playoffs. Precious, it was just like this year. Some games he wouldn't play at all, and some games he would be forced because people were hurt to play more minutes. So I don't know. Maybe Tibbs just don't think as highly of Precious as I do. I am Precious high. I think Precious is a player. I just think he needs consistent minutes. That's the only thing about Precious. Precious is like Deuce like that. You can't just spot play him. He's got to know when he's playing. He's got to know he's got X number of minutes coming every game. And this point, this season, it wasn't like that. And it didn't help that he missed 21 games for the hammy. That didn't help him either. So I don't know what they're going to do with Precious coming this summer. I like Precious, though. I always did. I liked him when he was coming out of Memphis. When he went to Miami, I liked him, But and Miami only traded him because they was trying to get Kyle Lowry. That's why they traded him. But I like Precious, man. I like the move to get him. I hope he's able to stick around. I really don't know what the Knicks are going to do. I am surprised he's not playing more minutes even now, as part of the rotation. But that's Tibbs' move. So it is what it is. Right now, Tibbs is playing what we thought he would play. 7 guys, basically. In the last game, somebody played 9 minutes. I think it was Precious. Precious played 9 minutes in this final game. Yeah, he played 9 minutes. But it's Deuce and Mitch Rob, it's your bench. And then Precious played this 9 minutes. Well, this is the thing with the Knicks right now. There's really only 3 players. And none of them are hard. There's Mikal Bridges, who will be re-signed. There's no doubt about it. He's going to come back. You ain't worried about Mikal Bridges. Just the question is, what's the number? I'm thinking 100 to 150 million for Mikal. Somewhere in that. I'm thinking maybe, somewhere around Jalen Brunson territory for Mikal Bridges. I'm thinking in that $150 million lane. Then you're going to extend Deuce McBride. He's eligible for an extension in December of this year. He's eligible for an extension. So I think you extend Mitchell Robinson also. So you're going to get Mitchell Robinson re-signed, and you're going to get Deuce McBride re-signed, and you're going to get Mikal Bridges re-signed. So basically, as far as the rotation, they should all be back. They should all be back as far as the rotation. The 7-man rotation should all be back. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Now Cameron Payne is dependent on the development of Tyler Kolek. If Tyler Kolek could play at least Jalen Brunson level defense, Cameron Payne would not be around next year. If he can't, Cameron Payne will be back. That's really what it comes down to. So if the Knicks feel like Kolek is ready, then they'll let Payne walk. If the Knicks don't feel like Kolek is ready, Payne stays. That's what it comes down to. It's very simple. So if you watch Kolek, that's why I'm saying the summer league is going to be real important. I'm not looking at how fancy his passes are, how he can hit threes. I don't give a crap about that. That's not why he's not playing. I want to see defense from him. If he shows NBA level defense, then you might have seen the last of campaign. And I don't know if he will or not. We're going to find out. But if he does not show NBA level defense, Cam stays. Okay. Maybe Hoop Porty takes Precious spot. I don't know. But I see Hoop Porty as the biggest winner coming into the next season because he can play the 5 at an elite level. He has the ability, I find, to play the 5 defensively at an elite level. So if he can do that, and I don't see him getting any worse at that. So with that in mind, he becomes a guy that can back up the 3rd string center. Okay. And if you move Cat to the 4 and you start Mitchell Robinson, he's there on the bench right behind him. So that's he's going to, of all of the youngins we got, Hoop Porty to me is the number 1 youngin that has a chance to get some minutes next year. Other than that, I mean, probably, like I said, Marchand Beauchamp is the next best guy, but he's a wing, and the problem is Mikal don't miss no games. And so this is the thing. Mikal Bridges don't miss no games. So he plays the 2 spot. He could also play the 3 spot. Josh Hart hardly misses any games, and he plays the 2, the 3, or the 4. Tibbs loves Josh Hart, so he ain't leaving nowhere. Then you got Deuce that can play the 1 and the 2. Deuce plays both positions. So that's what keeps a guy, anybody that's trying to get in a 3 spot or a 2 spot for the Knicks right now is an uphill battle because you got 3 guys that can play that position. Okay. And they each bring stuff to the table. That's why DeLon Wright is sitting. DeLon Wright's good enough to play. He really is, but where? Where's he going to play? You don't just put a guy in because you like him. Okay. This is the league. He's got to have a spot where he's going to play. So I don't see how DeLon stays with the Knicks next year. I don't know, but he's a really nice guy to have, like happened this year, if Brunson's missing time. He's really good to have DeLon Wright. At one point, you missed Brunson and Deuce, and DeLon Wright played excellent. So he's really good, but I think it depends on DeLon Wright. You're DeLon Wright. You're on the Knicks. You're definitely in the Eastern Conference Finals, and you might go to the finals. So you're DeLon Wright, you're on the Knicks, you're going to the finals. Would you rather say play? Let's say you got a chance to actually play for Atlanta. Let's say, or I'm just going to use Washington. Let's say if you were on either Atlanta or Washington, you would be in the rotation. Or are you going to ride the pine and maybe win another championship with the Knicks? That's the DeLon Wright question. He's good enough to stay. There's no doubt. And I think if he wants to stay, the Knicks will keep him. I like DeLon Wright. I like him a lot. In fact, I like him better than Shamet and Payne. But is what it is. We have to see how that works out. That's a management and player and agent situation that they got to work out. See, they got to work that out between them. So I don't know, but I love DeLon Wright. Really do. McCullough's got an uphill battle. He really does. And I'm gonna tell you, I like him as a player. But I'm going to tell you, he has an uphill battle. Josh Hart just turned 30. Josh Hart is playing at a high level. He's in his prime. I give Josh Hart another 2 years at this level. And Josh Hart himself said he don't want to play much less this contract. He said that. Okay. So if that's true, McCullough get a chance to play. But as long as Josh Hart is there, McCullough ain't playing. He just ain't gonna get a chance to play. Okay. Brett Massive, thanks for the $5. Yeah, he just ain't gonna get a chance to play. So that's the problem he has. He's not good enough to play in front of Mikal Bridges, and he's not going to get minutes in front of Deuce McBride. He would get minutes if Josh Hart wasn't there. Now, the best scenario for McCullough is that he plays really good in the summer and then maybe sticks with this team and watches for Josh Hart and gets minutes when Josh Hart doesn't play. He's a Josh Hart type of player, though Hart is on another level from McCullough. McCullough's a rookie. And I don't know but what I see is McCullough needs to get stronger. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be critiquing him too badly. I like him, but he needs to get stronger. He needs to get stronger. If you look at, he just needs a little bit more grown man ass muscle. That's all I'm saying. I don't think he needs to be 260 pounds. I'm just saying he needs to get a little stronger. Okay, but you got to give him a chance too, because he was missing all of a year with the knee, right? One more thing about McCullough that's a problem, though. He's older. So if he is Josh Hart, it's good because he's not going to play for another year or two. You see, and he's already 24, going on 25. So that's the problem when you got a guy that's a 4-year guy in college coming in and he doesn't play right away. So we got to see. I don't know what his ceiling is because he is older. Sometimes older guys, and I mean, it's crazy. We're talking about a 24-year-old guy is old, right? But in the league and in an elite athletic level, some guys don't mature much more than that. So we got to see. Well, I wouldn't say he's similar to Coach House because McCullough plays defense. That's what I'm saying. If you're going to compare Kolek to somebody, find somebody that don't play no defense because he don't play none. But McCullough plays defense. Oh, yeah, as far as age, yes, exactly, Coach Hauser. That's exactly right. Yeah, and they're in the same situation. McCullough, I think, is a little bit better positioned than Kolek. So I actually, if Kolek doesn't show more on the defensive side this summer, I would not be surprised if they traded him. I would not be surprised if they traded him. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised. So we'll see what happens. Walt Perrin doing business, isn't he? Walt Perrin doing business, man. He doing business. We got a nice group of youngins. And then of course, because of the Don and because of the capologist Brock Aller, they got this thing locked down nice. They could run this team for another 3 years after this. They really could. They could really run this team for another 3 years. And I've told you already. I said I believed already that if they didn't do it this year, the Knicks could win a chip in the next 3 years. I really believe that. So don't let them win it this year, because then you might be talking about a back-to-back situation, because the Knicks are that good. People are just catching up to it now. That's why, I'm hearing now Paul Pierce talking about Jalen Brunson's the best player left in the playoffs. I'm hearing these old heads now, the Knicks are for real. Wait, when did you find this out? After they beat Boston? Because some of us knew already. Man, please. So I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, we got a nice young group of youngins, man. And the thing is, though, Beauchamp, McCullough, and Kolek, all of them, right? Am I lying? All of them over 24. They at least, Beauchamp, how old is he? Let me just see these cats, man. I'm saying because they all all of these are older guys for young players. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. I'm looking at Kolek Kolek just turned 24 in March. Hoop Porty just turned 23. Hoop Porty's going to play. He's staying. He's going to be a player. And we know Daddy just turned in 20 in July. See? So, yeah. And then Beauchamp is just turned. He's 24. Beauchamp is 24. Beauchamp's going to play. I'm going to tell you right now. Now, McCullough is 24. He just turned 24 in March. So McCullough is 24. Hoop Porty's 23. Kolek is 24. Yeah, that's right there on the edge for a guy that's not playing, man. So I don't know. Watson is not as good as y'all think he is. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Y'all hyping this guy. He's all right. 6'8". He's now 20. He's gonna be 25 in October. He's not what y'all think. So I'm not big on Watson. I'm just not. I'm not saying he's a scrub, but he ain't breaking no Knicks rotation. That's all I'm saying. When you're looking at the Knicks, you're talking about a championship level team. So guy like Watson, where's he going to play? You know, I'm not saying he's a scrub, but ain't no room for him here. He needs to go to a team that's rebuilding, you know, and see if he can break in there. He ain't going to break in with the Knicks. It's too much. It's too much talent here. Yeah. Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate that. I'm going to, my wife and I are going to a cookout. In fact, I got to leave in about 10 minutes, going to a cookout. And I bought some Malbec. Now, I didn't really know, some of y'all, any of y'all wine connoisseurs, what's the difference between Malbec and Merlot? Because they look the same to me. And as far as taste, they taste similar to me. But I know that Malbec is an Argentinian wine. Merlot, I'm not sure who makes that. I don't know if that's an American wine or what, but Malbec is an Argentinian wine, just like, you know, sangria really is a Portuguese thing. Love sangria. And then port wine is a Portuguese thing. But I don't know what's the difference between Merlot and Malbec except where they're made. I don't know. Yeah, man. Remember that black list? What was that dumb broad? What was her name? Stupid idiot. You'll never win a championship with a 6'1" point guard. You just never do it. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Yeah. Yeah. Damn, Knicks, what's up? Malik Shabazz, what's up? JB been a superstar, right? Becky, yeah, Becky. Appropriately named. Becky. Yeah, she would say something stupid like that. A Becky. Yeah, right. Appropriately named. Is that right, Joe Curry? So Merlot is thicker? Is it? Because Merlot seems a little thin to me. I don't know. I bought some Malbec. I'm bringing that to the cookout. Knicks gonna get humbled? How many of y'all think Dawood is full of cow dung? Dawood said Knicks gonna get humbled. How many of y'all think that boy full of cow dung? Let me explain something to you, sir. Never in your life bet against Jalen Brunson. Never bet against Jalen Brunson. That's all I'm going to tell you. Never bet against Jalen Brunson. Right. Kevin Berger. We're supposed to get humbled against the Celtics. And I see the third rail sign coming up. While I might agree with some of my Knick brethren, I'm going to leave this alone since I never seen this dude, the weed or whatever he was before. It's the weed, whatever. Smoke the weed. Knicks gonna get humbled. Oh, I hear you, prophet. I hear you. All right, so Indiana, what y'all think? I get Knicks in 6. What y'all think? I like Knicks in 6 against Indiana. Damn, Knicks $5. We got this. Thank you, my friend. I like Knicks in 6. What y'all think? What you think? Ty Battle said Knicks in 6. Gentleman Sweet Web 5. Okay, I'm with that. I like that energy. Yes, right. Don't sleep on Mitch Rob. And let me tell you something. Mitch Rob, y'all know Mitch Rob wears his emotion on his sleeve, right? You don't think he heard all them? We need to go get Miles Turner. You don't think he heard that? We need to go get Miles Turner. Y'all remember that? Oh, we need to trade for Miles Turner. We need to trade Mitch for Miles Turner. You don't think he remembered that? I think he does. Yes, it's raining men, Miles Turner. I think we good. I like this. I'm loving this. Now, Miles Turner, though, with all due respect to his raining men, 2 tons of fun. He can hit a 3 now. The boy could shoot the 3. Okay, the boy could shoot the 3. That's all I'm saying. You got to respect him. You can't just leave him open, Mr. Karl Anthony Towns, right? He got to be out there on that board. He can't leave him open because Miles Turner can nail a 3. He's been known to knock down 7 against the Knicks. And in fact, in the clinching game against Cleveland, he knocked down the key 3, the nail in the coffin 3. It's raining men did that. So we got to really pay attention to him. like we didn't have to, because of his injury, whatever the injury was, Kristaps Porzingis wasn't as big a threat as he should have been against the Knicks. I'm not saying we still wouldn't have won the series. I still think we would have. But he wasn't as much of a threat in this series as he should have been. Miles Turner is a threat. You got to really guard him. Okay. Now, Indiana is very similar to Boston. They were a big three-point shooting team. Okay. Big three-point shooting team. But let me ask y'all, is there on Indiana, is there a Derek White guy that can just nail threes all night long? Is there a guy like that? They got a bunch of really good three-point shooters. But no, Halliburton wasn't hurt last year. Mathurin was. Halliburton was not hurt last year. Halliburton played in every game in the series last year. Yeah, no, Halliburton was, maybe he was hurt before the playoffs, but he wasn't hurt when they played. So I'm trying to think, Nesmith is the guy to me that I worry about a little bit. To me, the two biggest three-point shooters are Nesmith and it's raining men. Those two. Halliburton can shoot a three now also. McConnell can't do it. I'm saying they got a lot of Nembhard. They got a lot of really solid three-point guys. But I'm saying, Derek White, y'all seen him. The boy gets hot and he's all world from three. That's all I'm saying. He's all world from three. So I'm wondering, is there a guy like that on Indiana? So let's look at Indiana's stats, right? Let's look at these stats. Let me just see these boys here. Let's look at the Indiana Pacers stats. And y'all know the Indiana-New York hate has gone for 30 years. It goes on back to Ewing days, and so the New York Indiana thing is going back a long ways. Let me see. 3-point shooting percentage for Indiana. The top gun is Aaron Nesmith. He shoots 4 a game, 43%. Jerice Walker shoots 41%. And of course, we mentioned it's raining men, shoots 40%. Pascal's almost 40%, 39%. Halliburton, 39%. Quentin Jackson, 39%. Obi's 37%. So they got a bunch of really solid 3-point shooters. As a team, they shoot 37% from three. As a team. So they're really good 3-point shooters. The Knicks have to be on them 3-point shooters. This is the problem, though. You can't leave anybody open. You got to be on all these guys, right? I mean, I don't think there's a guy, like generally there's a guy that you don't mind shooting. Like we talked about Jaylen Brown. I told y'all he was the weak link in terms of shooting 3-pointers on the Celtics. So if you're going to let a guy shoot a 3, it's Jaylen Brown. And that kind of worked, as y'all saw. But on the starting 5, for Indiana in their starting 5, I don't see that. I don't see a guy like that. There's no guy that you would say, well, leave this guy open. He can't shoot. I don't think so. Pascal? Well, I wouldn't do it, Pascal. I wouldn't do it. Pascal shoots 39% from 3. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't leave him open like that. How many he take? Siakam takes 4 a game. I can't leave him open. See, I can't leave open Halliburton. I can't leave open this raining men. Okay, Benedict Mathurin shoots 34% from 3, but he's so damn talented. I wouldn't want to mess with him either. You know what I mean? You don't want to mess with him. What about Nembhard? Nembhard is pretty good, man. I ain't gonna front. What's he shooting? Oh, that's your guy. Nembhard is the guy. Nembhard's the guy. Nembhard's the guy. Nembhard is the guy. Wait, where's Dawid Smoke the Weed? Hey, you the Indianapolis boy, right? What you think about your boy Nembhard? How good of a 3-point shooter is your boy Nembhard? Dawood. I'm going to give him a little break because he ain't coming in here fronting like he's a Knicks fan and he's really a Pacer fan. He's telling us he's a Pacer fan. So we give him that. Even though he's stupid coming into a Knicks channel, going to be talking about the Pacers like some dumbass. But if you want to do that, come on in and do it. You're welcome. Come on in, Dawood. I don't expect you. What bothers me is the turncoats. Okay, what bothers me is the turncoat. People that claim to be Knicks fan and come in with the bull crap. You know what I'm saying? That's what bothers me. But a dude like Dawood who come in here, waving the flag of his squad, like like, yeah, what's that boy named? The telecaster. They named it, they named the squad. They be waving the flag, man. Quinn Buckner and them be waving the flag. I mean, like, damn, man, why don't you be a little objective? They can't do it. They really can't do it. But let's look at it. Let me look at Indiana. Since my man is talking about, well, they good in the playoffs. Okay, let's see how good these dudes are playoff-wise. Let me take a look here. Let me see. Indiana Pacers. I'm trying to find it here. Where's the team stats for these fools? Oh, there they go. Okay. All right, so let me see here. So from three, the percentage from three. Let's go player. This is just the playoffs now. You got Thomas Bryant. I know him. He can't play no defense, but he can shoot. McConnell. We know McConnell can shoot. He don't play. He only takes one a game. Nimhart takes 4 a game. He's shooting 50% from 3 in the playoffs. So yeah, the Woo know what he's talking about. And then Aaron Nesmith, we know he can shoot the 3. And then, of course, it's reigning men, Miles Turner. He could shoot the 3, the man in pink. And then there's Pascal Siakam. He could shoot the 3. So they do shoot the 3. And his boy, and Benedict Mathurin shoots 28% from 3. Okay. I still think the 2 guys we want shooting the 3, Benedict Mathurin and Andrew Nimhart. That's what I'm talking about. Let Mathurin shoot all the 3s he wants, because he only shoot 29% from 3. That's our Jaylen Brown. That's our Jaylen Brown. That's our boy, Jaylen Brown. The Jaylen Brown in this series is Benedict Mathurin. He shoots 28% from 3. Bring him in there. And now your boy Nimhart is shooting 50% from 3. So Nimhart is for real. He brought his game to a new level. Okay, he did. So yeah, we got to guard the Pacers. They ain't going front. We got to guard them. I mean, I think honestly, they could be a tougher matchup than Boston because they got such great 3-point shooting. I mean, really, they can shoot the 3, man. They can shoot the 3. Well, look here. Halliburton shooting 34% from 3 in the playoffs. Obi is shooting 33% from 3. So they're not invincible now. Okay, they're not invincible. So we're gonna see. Well, it's all right, Keith. Just truth. I respect him for loving his team. Like I said, if that's your squad and you for your team, he's supposed to come in here talking mess, and he must be really feeling his oats, because he come into a Knicks channel talking mess. You know what I'm saying? That's like, you're a Crip and you walk into a blood neighborhood wearing all blue. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, you looking to get kept. You looking to get smacked. Hey, serial killer, what's up? That's what I'm saying. Oh, we've been whooping the Knicks for you. Would that include this year, Darweed? I think you must be smoking something. Do they got the strong weed in Indiana? Because it looked like you've been smoking that, man. As far as I remember from this season, the Knicks was beating the Pacers' ass. That's all I'm saying. I mean, not that I'm meaning the regular season means a whole lot, but Knicks was beating the Pacers' ass this year. That's all I'm saying. Kevin, New York, what's up? Thanks for the $5. Defensively, good question. Dunky said, how is the defense? That's an excellent question. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look. Let me see. What's the defense? That's a good question. That's a great question. Let me just see here. Let's take a look. Defensively, let's look at the standings for a minute. And let's see. Now, I can only see during the course of the season right now. Defensively, let's see. Where was Indiana? Indiana defensively, where were they? Damn. Let me see. They were 150. They gave up 115 points a game to their opponents. The Knicks gave up 112. Indiana had a 2.3 differential. The Knicks had a 4 differential. So the Knicks during the season were the better defensive team. In the playoffs, I don't know right now. Playoffs, hard. I'm trying to look at the teams and see, but playoffs are a little different, so we'll see. But I will say this in response to Dawood, and I think I'm going to guess and say 95% of y'all are going to agree with what I'm about to say. Indiana has nobody that can guard Cat. Do y'all agree with me? Indiana has no answer for Karl Anthony Towns. They have no answer for Karl Anthony Towns. If they tried to put Neesmith on him, he gonna get his ass done. If they try to put It's Raining Men on him, he gonna get his ass done. If he tried to put Siakam on him, that's game over. There's nobody on Indiana that can guard Karl Anthony Towns. So let's just put it this way. If Jalen Brunson is feeding Towns like he did in game 6, Towns had 20 shots. That's the key here. If he can feed 20 shots to Karl Anthony Towns, Indiana's going to have a hard time. Because I'm going to tell you something. The Knicks are going to be ready defensively. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Indiana's a really good team. I'm not going to take that away from them. But all I'm saying is the Knicks are going to be ready to play defensively. So it's not going to be easy for Indiana to just go off. But on the other end of the floor, they don't have an answer for Karl Anthony Towns. Okay, they just don't. They don't have an answer for him. It's Raining Men or not. They don't have an answer for Karl Anthony Towns. And that's going to be a problem for them. They got really good defenders at the point of attack. Nembhard, Halliburton, really good defenders at the point of attack. But let me also remind you of this. Neither Nembhard or Halliburton can in any way guard Brunson. And that's what Brunson has showed both this past season and last year in the playoffs. They cannot guard him. They really can't. So what are they going to do, y'all? What are they going to do? They're going to try to get the ball out of his hands. That's what's going to happen. Indiana's going to try to get the ball out of Brunson's hands by doubling him. Makes perfect sense. But then what you going to do with Cat? What you going to do? Russell Reed, yeah. Thanks for the fight. Turner got a bit of juju in him, just get under his skin. I completely agree. I completely agree with that. So, and let me tell you one other thing. Let me ask you all a question, general question for Knicks Nation. Does not OG Anunoby play better against Siakam than anybody else? Doesn't it seem like he plays a little harder against Siakam because they were former teammates and all that? It seems like OG gets a little bit more hyped against Siakam than he does against anybody else, I think. I think he gets a little bit more hyped against him. Yeah, so does Precious. I think both of them get a little bit more hyped against Siakam. Yeah, I think they do. So, and Siakam is from Cameroon, right? And OG is Igbo. And I know some of y'all don't understand that, but I'm gonna tell you something that means something. Precious and OG are both Igbo. My man Siakam is from Cameroon. I'm going to tell you something. That's pride right there. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's pride right there. Most people don't even, I bet you Dawood didn't even know that. Siakam's, they both Igbo from Nigeria. So I'm saying Igbo, whatever the hell. I'm saying that's the tribe. And I'm trying to tell y'all, there's a pride involved right here. I'm trying to tell you, expect OG to be very aggressive. I don't know how many minutes Precious going to get. I can't tell you. I don't know what Tim's going to do. But I'm going to tell you what, expect OG to be very aggressive, particularly if they are doubling Jalen Brunson to get the ball out of his hands, which I understand that they do that. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. But the most important aspect of this series is the Knicks defense. The Knicks are going to have their hands full playing Indiana. Indiana is good, man. I ain't going to front. They're good. So the Knicks defense got to be all ready, all on it. You know what I'm saying? They got to be all over it, No, Miss Edwards, I don't want to correct you, Miss Edwards, but no. Nigeria is not South Africa. Nigeria is West Africa, northern part of West Africa. Cameroon is in the curve there in West Africa. They're both West African now, but Cameroon is that French colonizers. Nigeria is the English colonizers. But it's hard to colonize Nigeria because Nigeria's got the most population of any African nation. And people are scared of Nigeria because their population is growing. You see, like in the United States, the birth rate is around 2. and among the Caucasians, it's 1.4. But in Nigeria, the birth rate is like 3 or 4. They, they can't do nothing with them Africans. And I'm telling you, man, they can't do nothing with them. The Igbo, the Fulani, all of them, man, they don't play that. They're not playing that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. What's the one that begins with the A? What's the tribe that begins with the A in Nigeria? Oh, man, it's on the tip of my tongue. Yoruba. I said A. No, Yoruba. That's another one. Yoruba. You don't want to mess with them, man. That's Yoruba. You don't want to mess with them. Igbo and Yoruba against Cameroon. I'm gonna try to tell y'all. I'm trying to tell you, D-Woo, you don't want to mess with them Africans like that. You don't want to do that. That's all I'm saying. Oh, you from Ghana, Miss Edwards? Oh, which tribe? The Ashantis? I knew I liked you. Were you Ashanti? Oh, go ahead, Miss Edwards. Okay. Oh, OG's Yoruba, right? Well, OG's Yoruba, but Precious is Igbo, and they both from Nigeria. Yeah. So, all I'm saying, that's all I'm saying. Let me look that up. I still think OG is Igbo. Let me see. What Nigerian tribe is OG and no, OG and no, let me see. No, it says OG is Igbo, man. His parents are he's born in London, England, but he's of Igbo descent. So no, I was right. OG is Igbo, Precious is Igbo, and believe me, one game I forgot who they was playing, and Precious didn't dunk on somebody, and they asked why. He said, "Well, I don't want to embarrass my Igbo brother." No, he didn't say that. Yes, he did. No, man. All I'm saying is OG goes to another level of effort when he's playing Pascal Siakam. That's all I'm saying. Hey, listen, Thibodeau, much respect, man. Much respect. It's time for me to go, man. I gotta get ready to pick up my mom. Me and my wife going to this cookout. And so listen, I got a buzz, man. But listen, it's gonna be a fun series. And one thing, I can't speak for Indianapolis, Indiana, but I can speak for New York. It's going to be off the chain at MSG. That's all I'm saying. It's going to be off the chain at MSG. Yeah. Thanks, y'all, for the love, man. I greatly appreciate it. And thank all of y'all that participated. Thanks to all y'all for the loot that y'all sent my way for the channel. That's beautiful. We always like the loot. I don't push it. I definitely don't push it on the Bible study side, but I don't even push it here. But I'm glad y'all came that way and went into your pockets for a brother. Greatly appreciate that. But I'm still taking Knicks and 6, like some of y'all. I'm taking Knicks and 6, man. No problem, Mr. Drake. Yeah, Elijah might be Yoruba. Is Elijah Yoruba? For real? He might be Yoruba. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't even know Elijah was from Nigeria. I thought he was I didn't know he was Nigerian at all. I thought he was actually East Africa, but okay, all right, I'll take your word for it. The rules say, bring it on, Knicks. Okay, I like that spirit. Let's go get this thing then. Let's do this thing. That's all I'm saying. Let's do this thing. Oh, the Knicks are choke artists. Okay, well, the rule, please come back next Sunday and let's share our notes, shall we? I'm pretty sure we'll be, sharing some interesting insights. Y'all enjoy the rest of this weekend. Enjoy the game at 3:30. I don't know. I favor Denver. My heart says Denver, but my mind, my intelligence says OKC. Denver is going to be missing Aaron Gordon today. That's a huge loss for Denver. But you can never bet against the Joker either. So my heart wants Denver to win. But my basketball sense says OKC will win. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a tough game, though. Going to be a good game. And I tell you what, if OKC does not win with Aaron Gordon missing, then I don't want to hear nothing from him until next year. Go on vacation and enjoy it, y'all.